Welcome to the 5-Minute Mysteries podcast from 5minutemysteries.com, where every week we take a look at a mysterious disappearance, object, place, or other mystery in about 5 minutes. Episode 1: The Mystery of the Roanoke Colony Disappearance. The disappearance of the Roanoke Colony is one of the most enduring mysteries in American history, a tale that has puzzled historians, archaeologists, and the general public for centuries. Established in 1587 on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina, the colony was meant to be the first permanent English settlement in the New World. However, when a supply ship returned to the island in 1590, the entire colony had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only cryptic clues and a legacy of speculation. The story of Roanoke begins with Sir Walter Raleigh, an English explorer and favourite of Queen Elizabeth I, who was granted a charter in 1584 to establish a colony in North America. Raleigh's ambition was to create a strong English presence in the New World, both as a base for exploring and as a potential counter to Spanish influence in the Americas. After an initial exploratory expedition in 1584, Raleigh sent a group of settlers to Roanoke Island in 1585, but this first attempt at colonization was short-lived. The settlers faced numerous challenges, including hostile relations with the indigenous peoples, food shortages, and difficulties adapting to the new environment. Within a year, the first Roanoke colony was abandoned, and the settlers returned to England. Undeterred, Raleigh organised a second expedition in 1587, this time led by John White, an artist and cartographer who had been part of the previous expedition. White's group consisted of 115 men, women and children, including his own daughter, Eleanor, and her husband, Ananias Dare. Eleanor gave birth to a daughter, Virginia Dare, shortly after their arrival, making her the first English child born in the New World. The settlers' mission was to establish a self-sustaining colony, and they chose to return to Roanoke Island despite the challenges faced by the earlier group. Almost immediately, the new settlers encountered difficulties. Relations with the local Algonquian tribes were tense, partly due to the actions of the previous settlers, and the colony struggled to secure enough food. Recognizing the dire situation, John White was persuaded by the colonists to return to England for supplies, leaving behind the settlers, including his family, with a promise to return as soon as possible. White set sail in late 1587, intending to return within a few months. However, White's return to Roanoke was delayed for several years due to the outbreak of the Anglo-Spanish War. The war, which saw the Spanish Armada attempt to invade England in 1588, consumed the resources and attention of the English crown, making it difficult for White to secure a ship to return to the colony. It was not until August 1590 that White finally made his way back to Roanoke Island, but what he found there was both shocking and inexplicable. When White and his crew arrived at Roanoke, they discovered that the colony had been completely abandoned. The houses and fortifications were dismantled, and there was no sign of the settlers. The only clues to their fate were the word Croatoan, carved into a post, and the letters C-R-O, etched into a tree. White interpreted Croatoan as a reference to Croatoan Island, now Hatteras Island, located about 50 miles south of Roanoke, where the Croatoan people lived. However, a storm forced White to abandon his search for the colonists, and he returned to England without ever discovering what had happened to them. The disappearance of the Roanoke settlers has since become known as the Lost Colony, and numerous theories have been proposed to explain their fate. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the settlers attempted to relocate to Croatoan Island or another nearby location. This theory is supported by the Croatoan carving, which may have been a message left for White, indicating their intended destination. Some researchers believe that the settlers may have integrated with the Croatoan people, intermarrying and assimilating into the indigenous community. There is some evidence to support this theory. including accounts from later English explorers who reported encounters with Native Americans who claimed to have European ancestry. Another theory suggests that the settlers attempted to make their way to the mainland in search of more fertile land or better resources. This would have involved a dangerous journey through unfamiliar territory, and it is possible that the colonists were attacked by hostile tribes or succumbed to starvation or disease. The harsh conditions and lack of support from England would have made survival difficult, and the settlers may have been scattered or absorbed by different Native American groups. A more sinister theory posits that the Roanoke colonists were victims of a massacre, either by local tribes or even by the Spanish, who were hostile to English efforts to colonize the New World. The fact that no bodies or substantial remains were found at the site has led some to speculate that any such massacre was thorough and deliberate, with the evidence carefully concealed or removed. In recent years, archaeological investigations have provided some new insights, but no definitive answers. Excavations at Roanoke Island and nearby Hatteras Island have uncovered artifacts that suggest some contact between the settlers and Native American tribes. However, these findings have not been sufficient to conclusively determine the fate of the lost colony. The mystery of the Roanoke Colony has persisted for over 4 centuries, capturing the imagination of historians, writers, and the public. The story has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and even fictionalized accounts, each offering different interpretations of what might have happened to the settlers. The enduring appeal of the mystery lies in its combination of historical significance, human drama, and the tantalizing clues that seem to offer a glimpse of the truth while remaining frustratingly elusive. In the end, the fate of the Roanoke settlers may never be known with certainty. The disappearance of the lost colony stands as a poignant reminder of the challenges and dangers faced by the early English settlers in the New World, as well as the fragility of human endeavor in the face of the vast, untamed wilderness. The story of Roanoke is a testament to the determination and resilience of those who sought to build a new life in an unknown land, even as it remains one of history's most haunting and unresolved mysteries. I hope you enjoyed that episode of the 5-Minute Mysteries podcast from 5minutemysteries.com. If you get a chance, please leave a review wherever you get your podcasts, as it will help us to grow. Also, why not check out our other 5-minute podcasts, 5-Minute Biographies, 5-Minute History, and 5-Minute Murder. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.